What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to stop your controller okay, basically this video is if you're worried about your controller stick drifting, like if you're worried it's going to start stick drifting, then I'm going to show you how to like prevent that. And if your controller does stick drift, then I'm going to show you how to fix it, right? So let's get into the video. Alright, so in case you didn't know, if you don't know what stick drifting is, basically it's when you're playing a game and the game thinks that you're like the game thinks that you're doing an action on your controller, but then basically your controller moves by itself. um so for example, like if I'm playing a game and I'm looking around but I'm not like moving my joystick, that's basically stick drifting. It's doing it by itself. So let's get into the video. So this isn't like any theories. This actually works. I do this all the time, and my controller hasn't stick drifted for a very long time. And yeah, so basically, a controller. This is a Nintendo Switch Pro controller. By the way, these methods, it works for Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Stadia, freaking GameCube. I don't know. It works for anything that has a joystick on it. So I have a PlayStation and this, but let's just use this for an example because they're both the same thing. It doesn't really matter. So what I like to do is, oh, and another thing, if you're wondering how your controller starts stick drifting, basically, there's three things that could have happened that have made your controller stick drift. One is dust. You don't want dust to get inside of your controller because then it moves by itself. Number two is crumbs. So don't eat near your controller. Or if you have greasy hands, don't touch your controller. And dropping your controller. Because if you drop your controller, some things might break inside of your controller, which can cause your controller to stick drift. So it's dust, crumbs, and dropping. You can prevent your controller from dropping, just like put it in a safe spot. So if you don't want your controller to drop, just put it in a safe spot. So that's one thing down. Crumbs, don't eat near your controller. You can prevent that too. And dust, some people don't know how to prevent that. Basically, what would you like to do is, if you have like a switch or so for switch, right? If you have a switch, just put it in a case. Because if you put it inside of a case, then the controller won't. Then no dust will get inside of the controller. No crumbs will get inside the controller, and you can't drop it. And if you do drop it, the case will protect it. But you might be saying, well, Nathan, PS4 controllers don't have cases. Well, you should get like one of these, okay? Now, what is one of these? I don't know, but basically, just, I don't know, get a bag. Like, get a plastic bag, like from the grocery store, and just put it inside of your controller and wrap your controller up. And I know it might sound stupid, but like, it actually works, because it stops dust from getting in your controller. So with this thing, I just put my controller in here, and there you go. No dust can get inside of it. You can kind of still play, but once you're done using your controller, I'd recommend putting it inside of a plastic bag or putting it inside of this, because no dust will get inside of it or crumbs. So that's one way to stop it. So that's basically it, okay? If you have a Switch, put it in a case, and you won't ever have to worry about it. And actually, no, one thing I forgot to mention is that there's actually 4 ways your controller can start stick drifting: crumbs, dust, dropping it, and playing with your controller too rough. Like too rough. If you're playing with your controller too rough and you're like moving the joysticks like really hard and strong, it could break the joystick. So you want to be gentle, gentle. Some people can't play gentle, but like try not to put too much pressure on your joysticks, because that could also break it. So yeah, if you have a Switch, put it in the case, and if you're using and if your controller doesn't have a case, like if you have a PS4 or a Pro controller or an Xbox controller, those don't have cases, at least from what I know. So just put it in a plastic bag or put it in this. But if they do have cases, I don't know, buy one, I guess. So that's basically how to stop it. That's basically how to make sure your controller doesn't get any stick drift. Now, how to fix your stick drift? Basically, what I do is I get like what are those things that they call? You know those things that you like put in your ears to clean your ears? Well, take one of those and put it around your joystick and get all the dirt or dust out of the controller. Um, then that will clean the joystick, and it makes it better. It works a lot sometimes. Another thing is to press down on your joystick and blow into the joystick. Then you'll move all the dust and the crumbs. And sometimes when you blow inside the joystick, it could move the dust around even more. But if it does, then just do it over and over again. And then one of those tries, it'll stop it. So, that's another thing. And if you tried both of those and your controller is still stick shifting, there's either two options. You need to buy a new controller or take apart your controller. So if you don't have any experience or skills with taking apart controllers, then I wouldn't recommend doing this. Basically, you have to screw things out, clean the inside of the controller, and then once you're done all that, you basically have a brand new controller. But like I said, if you don't have any experience with it, then don't do it. But you can, I think there's like shops or like stores somewhere that you can like take it and they can like fix your controller. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's how to prevent your controller from stick shifting and how to stop your controller from stick shifting. This is actually helpful. And if my controller does start stick shifting and I forget how to do stuff, I can just rewatch this video. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.